compressor's running. Either that or it's out of juice. Definitely not iced. First company unit inside is all buried. See that yellow wire? That's the compressor. On amps. Yeah, it's drawing. It's probably out of gas. But yeah, it's completely out of gas. It's drawing amperage. She's drawing amperage. Well, I mean, she's running. It's probably out of gas. Let's check it. Oh, I can smell it. I can smell the Freon. It blew its load. I can smell it. Blew its pin. It's a burnout. I can smell it. Hey! Can smell the refrigerant in there. It's completely out of gas.
I smell it, yeah.
You smell it?
Yeah, I smelt it.
It's a burnout.
So what do? You
gotta put a new system in.
New system. What do you do?
This is the old R22.
Have your camera and talk to it, and so you get information.
Well, I mean, on something like this, it's a flipping burnout. I could smell it. You could smell the oil, right? And I could see it down in there.
I could smell it in the house.
I checked the. It was drawing voltage, so the compressor's running, but it's not, no heat coming out of here.
Right.
So he's better off just to put flipping window units in here. How old is this guy?
Jimmy's in his.
I'm gonna talk to him.
Jimmy's up there. That's what he was just saying too.
Yeah, I mean it's cheaper to go with window units. Let me button this thing back up, but this thing's dead.
Because what happens?
This
unit gets replaced, right?
This and the inside unit also. So I mean it's a major job.
So you're talking about.
Morning guys, August 11, 2023. This one here I got a call from a lady at a toilet's running and she doesn't know what the issue is, so I'm gonna go by there first thing this morning and hopefully it's something simple, a flap or something. A lot of times if it's a flush valve, I'll just replace the whole toilet. I haven't really had a lot of luck with replacing flush valves in toilets. A lot of times the porcelain's not smooth underneath and the new flush valves aren't as good as the old ones and the rubber's hard. And usually, I don't know, I just never really, if the flush valve's bad, sometimes you could waste your time trying to change it, and if it's still leaking, I mean, you look like an asshole, right? So, if the flush valve's bad, you get a new toilet. If it needs a flapper, that's fine, we could just change that. Most of the time that's what the issue is, either that or the fill valve's leaking by, not shutting off. That's the most common. I'll try to get you some shots when I get over there.
Clorox tab in there.
That's not good.
And I was wondering.
Yeah, you don't want to put anything Clorox in there. Oh, that's all bound up. That's not good. What's behind this thing?
The kitchen. It's an old bathroom.
It's probably just a flapper. See, that's what's happening there. See, this is exactly what's happening. See how that's hooked on there?
Yeah.
And it's not shutting? You see how it hooked?
Yeah, yeah.
I might be able to just put it on a different hole. See how this is here? You put it on a different hole. There should be more than one hole here.
But the weird part is I don't hear it. It'll shut off, and then an hour later, all of a sudden, it starts to do it. Like a leaking sound.
Wow. Wow. I gotta get my tools.
And I can hear
Yeah, we'll put a new flapper in there and we'll get the thing, because this thing's old. See how it gets all worn out after a while.
That's what I think it is. I can hear a little seeping.
Yeah,
And it's like,
we'll put a new one in. Sometimes you gotta start it with the pliers and then it'll come off. You still working for the school?
I'm still working from the school, but I'm trying to get out of that place. It's getting worse and worse.
Is it?
Yeah, it's now all politics, and they're treating kids like beans, and all they want to do is fill classrooms, working the teachers to death, and they want, we used to have 20 students in an online course, now they're having like 30. It's hard to manage all of that.
Oh yeah, yeah. They keep adding more and more and more.
Yeah, and then even in the classroom, like your hands-on, where I'm doing training, you can't have all of these kids on the table and not an assistant. They don't want to pay assistant, so they want you to do all the work, and the students are not getting a fair education for what, and they raise their tuition.
Yeah, so it's everything. It's a constant.
Yeah.
It's a big shit show.
Yeah. And then they changed me, unbeknownst to me, for 20 years I was a calendar year. I worked around the clock. With holidays and things like that and vacation time. They took it all away from me and made me academic year. And then they expect me to work the whole summer. Even though my program goes through the summer, but they won't pay me.
Well, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So they paying you less and giving you more work.
Exactly. So I refuse to work. So everything piled up, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. And they're like, well, you got to do it in the fall. I'm like, well, I can only do what I can do. I'm like, this is crazy. Although they have gotten a $30,000 increase in theirs, and I got a 20% decrease in my pay.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
20%.
20%. Yes, and I'm like, what? So.
Boy, they seem like they're taking advantage or trying to.
Well, yeah, and it's all politics, and they're allowed to do it. And anybody you go to complain, they're all in the same group.
Yeah, that's a weird ass Borg Warner. Sounds like some kind of car. Anyway, yellow, huh?
Yeah, I don't think they make yellow.
That's like Saturday morning yellow after a long day of drinking, long night of drinking.
Almost close to retirement, so.
Yeah, we'll just stick it out. Just stick it out, I guess, in a retirement.
But they just keep putting more and more work, and you can't get it done.
Alright, so we changed the flapper. I think that other one was just old,
Yeah.
and it was fetching up on the thing. We'll put a new one. And we'll see if we could do something about this mechanism. I'm not sure. Hopefully.
Well, I didn't want to take a screwdriver and take it apart and then the whole thing.
Well, there's no guarantees here. The only thing that's guaranteed is your pay is going to go down and they're going to give you more work.
Right.
That's the only guarantees here.
So.
Do my best. No miracle worker.
What would cause it to
Unfortunately. It's probably, this is probably what the deal is. There's a mechanism in there that goes up and down, and it gets all corroded. So if I can get this apart, I might be able to put some spray down in there, and maybe let it set, and it might loosen up. I don't know. But there's like there's a brass plug that goes in there, and if that's corroded, you can't do nothing about it but replace it. And the problem is, that's behind the washer and dryer. So to change that is a major job. You ever say open up a can of worms? You ever hear that saying?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, do you ever take a bath or not really?
Well, I used to. It's not on it anytime soon.
It could, see how it's all fetched up right there? Let's see if I could, it's probably what the deal is, you know? That's not being used and it's just, the way things are now, I don't think you're gonna be selling anyway.
No, well, I wasn't planning on something, but I'm just like, well, let me just find out what the problem is. I'd rather know
Yeah,
what the
it's
problem
jacked. It's jacked up in there. The flipping thing ain't moving. You know? It's corroded. That thing should go down by itself and up by itself, and it's not there. See it?
Mm-hmm.
So, the mechanism that goes down inside there is like a brass cylinder. It's just... What's gonna happen is I'm gonna end up ripping the brass pin out of it. It just goes down and it's got a little hook on it, you know. So the only way we could do that is we're gonna have to cut the wall apart on the back side of this and change that. Waste and overflow.
Well, it won't be today or this week. As long as I know what it is.
Unless I can put some spray in there, maybe I could put some spray in there and maybe that'll loosen it. Let me get some penetrating spray. You could try it later today, but if it's still not working, we're gonna need to replace the whole assembly, you know? At least you know where you stand.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm putting some good lube down in there.
Well, that's like the way you're here. I just wanted to find out because I'm not ready to do that.
What I'm saying is this penetrating oil. Let's let it sit in there for a while, and you can try it later today. Kind of just going on the flipping dogs here. Fortunately. Sometimes you just gotta replace this stuff. It's just at the point it's just old and crusty and you don't stay 18 forever, you know.
I know.
Wish we did, right?
Exactly. Well, I'm just looking at what the cost would be.
Well, like I said, we're gonna pull the washing machine out because it's behind there.
And then I gotta open a hole in the wall.
Gotta open the wall up. Then we're gonna change this waste and overflow and.
But you don't do the wall to repair that, so I would have to have that.
Well, I would just put the sheetrock back and put some screws in it. It's behind the washing machine. You know, I wouldn't worry about that. It's behind the washing machine. Ain't nobody gonna see that shit, right?
Right.
That's the
But
deal.
listen, you can hear it. The toilet.
Well, I'm telling you, I put a new flapper in it. If it continues to be a problem, we're gonna need to replace this flipping antique. You know?
Listen. That's what I usually hear.
If the flush valve's bad, it's gonna be replaced. Usually if they're leaking, you can see it leaking in here. Okay? Do you hear it fill on its own all of a sudden? Yeah. Well, I did the flapper, and then that's it. I mean, other than that, if it's still a problem, we're gonna put a new toilet in.
A new toilet.
A new toilet. This thing's older than you.
I know.
So.
But that's what I usually hear, that little, but now I don't hear it now.
Well, let's give it some time. It's, you know, might not be perfect, but it's going to be better. And you're looking at some money to change a toilet here, you know?
I know. But I know that I wasn't sure if it was just the flapper, because I don't want it to, because a couple times I come home and it's just.
Well, like I said, the flapper, I moved it, the flapper was up.
Yeah,
So that would have been a major water leakage.
Right.
We put a new flapper in it. Let's give it some time. If it's still giving you problems, you need a new toilet.
Alright.
I'm not playing around with this old toilet. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Hey guys, August 12th, 2023. I got a call from Joe homeowner. I've worked for this guy before. He's an older guy, and he tried to fix his toilet. Something to do with the handle, and he can't get it to work, or he can't change it, he doesn't know how to change it, or he wants me to go out there on a Saturday. I told him it's more money on a Saturday. Wait till Monday. He wants me to come out, so he's gonna pay the extra do-re-mi, and we'll go fix it. We'll go replace the handle that he bought at Home Depot for him. There's gonna be a lot of do-re-mi for him, Miss Molly. He wants me to come out. I tried talking him out of it. He wants me to come out on a Saturday, so. Oh well, get in my truck and go. We'll skin off my balls.
At Home Depot.
No, it's see how this is on an angle here?
Yeah.
I might have one in the truck. That's an American Standard.
Okay.
It kind of goes on at a 45.
Right. Thank you for coming.
That's a American Standard handle. They got like a 45 on them. I guess I might have some of them in the truck here. Hopefully. That's a special. Well, that's an angle there. That should work, maybe. They say it's the down at the water's pretty bad, huh?
Very bad. They're telling everybody.
They say they don't drink the shit. They say don't drink it. If you're diabetic or you got cancer, don't drink it. It's like, well, what about the healthy people?
It's horrible. You have to drink the bottled water.
That's what I do. I buy bottled water.
I thought it was my cure, because I used to clean it every.
Look at that shit. That's gonna work.
Oh, unbelievable.
See, this is a left-hand thread. You gotta go the opposite way, but I had one in the truck. And I mean, look at that shit, huh?
Oh, you are unbelievable.
That's kind of this is a real good one, the old brass style.
Yep.
Only as good as my last job, they say.
So how you doing, all right? You busy with all the new homes going in now in Charlotte?
I don't do new homes.
Oh.
That should work, see? But this is a queer one. You know?
Yeah.
See how it's got an angle to it?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get this thing to work.
Well, I put a chain on there, but you.
There's a special thing that goes on there for that, and I got it too. Son of a gun. Yeah.
No, I try to.
You'll be squealing for a week after I give you the flipping bill, though.
Oh, what is that, $300?
Told you to come in on Monday, but no, you want me to come in on the weekend. I don't know, guy. All right, let's see if it flushes. Look at that shit, huh? Yeah.
Now, somebody told me if you, like the sewage bill you get from Dartmouth, if you put a brick inside of the tank, it'll displace the water more and you'll use less water. Is that why?
The water bill in Dartmouth isn't a lot. I mean, what are you worried about? How much is your water bill? $80 or something stupid?
Well, it's like twice a year I have to pay. So
How much is it a year? That ain't a lot.
$300 a year.
300. I mean, either that or go shit out in the woods. No?
Yeah.
I don't think that's. Oh, look at this. It's all cracked.
Yeah, that's from AAA. A&A.
They cracked it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Alright, let me get my checkbook out.